In Chapter 6 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown focuses on the importance of defining our values as leaders and living into them authentically. Brown argues that leaders who are able to articulate and live their values are better able to build trust with their team members, create a sense of purpose and meaning in the workplace, and inspire their team members to achieve their goals. Brown notes that values are the principles and beliefs that guide our behavior and decision-making. She emphasizes the importance of identifying our core values as leaders, and provides practical tools and strategies for doing so. One strategy she suggests is to reflect on our past experiences and identify the moments when we felt most aligned with our values. She also suggests examining our beliefs and assumptions, and engaging in dialogue with others to identify common values and themes. Brown notes that once we have identified our values, we must take intentional action to align our behavior with our beliefs. She provides practical tools and strategies for doing so, including setting goals and intentions that align with our values, creating accountability structures to ensure that we are staying true to our values, and seeking feedback from others to ensure that our actions are consistent with our values. Brown also emphasizes the importance of vulnerability in living into our values as leaders. She notes that it can be challenging to stay true to our values in the face of resistance or opposition, and that it requires us to be willing to take risks and be vulnerable. She encourages leaders to embrace vulnerability as a means of building trust with their team members and creating a culture of authenticity and empathy in the workplace. Overall, Chapter 6 of Dare to Lead provides readers with a framework for understanding the importance of defining and living into our values as leaders. Brown encourages readers to be intentional about identifying their core values, aligning their behavior with their beliefs, and embracing vulnerability as a means of building trust and authenticity in the workplace. She provides practical tools and strategies for doing so, and challenges readers to rethink their approach to leadership in order to create a sense of purpose and meaning in their organizations. In Chapter 7 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown focuses on the importance of operationalizing our values as leaders. Brown notes that living into our values requires us to take intentional action to align our behavior with our beliefs. She argues that leaders who are able to operationalize their values are better able to create a sense of purpose and meaning in the workplace, build trust with their team members, and inspire their team members to achieve their goals. Brown provides practical tools and strategies for operationalizing our values. She notes that setting goals and intentions that align with our values is an important first step. She also emphasizes the importance of creating accountability structures to ensure that we are staying true to our values. Brown suggests identifying specific behaviors that reflect our values, and tracking our progress in living into those behaviors over time. Another important strategy for operationalizing our values is seeking feedback from others. Brown notes that getting feedback from our team members can help us to identify areas where we need to improve in aligning our behavior with our values. She suggests creating a culture of feedback in the workplace, where team members are encouraged to provide constructive criticism and suggestions for improvement. Brown also notes that operationalizing our values requires us to be willing to adapt and change as our circumstances evolve. She encourages leaders to be open to feedback, and to be willing to adjust their goals and behaviors as needed to stay true to their values. Finally, Brown emphasizes the importance of authenticity in operationalizing our values. She notes that it is important to be transparent with our team members about our values and the behaviors we are striving to live into. She encourages leaders to be honest about their strengths and weaknesses, and to create a culture of authenticity and empathy in the workplace. Overall, Chapter 7 of Dare to Lead provides readers with practical tools and strategies for operationalizing their values as leaders. Brown encourages readers to set goals and intentions that align with their values, create accountability structures to ensure that they are staying true to their values, seek feedback from others, and be willing to adapt and change as needed. She also emphasizes the importance of authenticity in creating a culture of trust and empathy in the workplace. In Chapter 8 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown explores the importance of trust in building strong, effective teams. Brown notes that trust is essential for creating a sense of safety in the workplace, and for enabling team members to be vulnerable and take risks. She argues that trust is built over time through small actions, and that leaders must be intentional about creating opportunities for trust to develop. Brown identifies several key behaviors that can help to build trust in the workplace. These include showing vulnerability, setting boundaries, and holding ourselves and others accountable. Brown notes that when leaders are willing to be vulnerable with their team members, they create a sense of psychological safety that allows team members to be honest and open in their communication. Setting boundaries is also important for building trust, as it helps team members to feel safe and secure in their interactions with others. Finally, holding ourselves and others accountable is essential for building trust, as it demonstrates that we are committed to following through on our promises and living up to our values. Brown also identifies several common behaviors that erode trust in the workplace. These include gossiping, blaming others, and failing to follow through on commitments. When team members engage in these behaviors, they create a sense of fear and mistrust that can make it difficult for the team to work effectively together. To build trust in the workplace, Brown suggests several practical strategies. She encourages leaders to prioritize relationship building, and to invest time and energy in getting to know their team members on a personal level. She also emphasizes the importance of clear communication, and suggests that leaders be transparent and open in their interactions with others. Finally, Brown notes that trust requires consistency over time, and that leaders must be intentional about demonstrating trustworthy behaviors on a daily basis. Overall, Chapter 8 of Dare to Lead provides readers with a roadmap for building trust in the workplace. Brown emphasizes the importance of vulnerability, setting boundaries, and holding ourselves and others accountable in building trust. She also highlights the importance of avoiding behaviors that erode trust, such as gossiping and blaming others. Through practical strategies like relationship building, clear communication, and consistent trustworthy behavior, leaders can create a culture of trust and safety in the workplace, enabling their teams to thrive and achieve their goals. In Chapter 9 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown discusses the importance of learning to rise from failure, disappointment, and setbacks. She notes that in order to lead effectively, we must be willing to take risks and put ourselves out there, which inevitably leads to failure and disappointment at times. The key is not to avoid failure, but rather to learn how to rise from it and use it as a source of growth and resilience. Brown argues that one of the main obstacles to rising from failure is shame. Shame is the feeling that we are fundamentally flawed or unworthy, and it can lead us to believe that failure is evidence of our inherent inadequacy. However, Brown notes that failure is a universal human experience, and that it is not a reflection of our worth or value as individuals. In fact, she suggests that failure is an essential part of the learning and growth process, and that it can be a powerful source of strength and resilience. To learn how to rise from failure, Brown suggests several practical strategies. First, she recommends cultivating a growth mindset, which involves believing that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work and effort. This mindset allows us to see failure as an opportunity for growth and learning, rather than as evidence of our limitations. Second, Brown emphasizes the importance of self-compassion. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and empathy when we fail or make mistakes. It allows us to acknowledge our failures without getting stuck in shame or self-blame, and to move forward with a sense of resilience and courage. Finally, Brown suggests that it is important to develop a sense of purpose and meaning in our lives. When we have a strong sense of purpose, we are better able to weather the storms of failure and disappointment, and to see setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. Purpose also helps us to stay connected to our values and to the people who matter most to us, giving us a sense of grounding and stability in the face of adversity. Overall, Chapter 9 of Dare to Lead provides readers with a roadmap for learning to rise from failure and use it as a source of growth and resilience. Brown emphasizes the importance of cultivating a growth mindset, practicing self-compassion, and developing a sense of purpose in order to stay grounded and resilient in the face of setbacks and disappointments. By learning how to rise from failure, we can become more effective leaders and create a culture of growth and resilience in our workplaces and communities. In Chapter 10 of Dare to Lead, Brené Brown discusses the importance of cultivating trust in our personal and professional relationships. She argues that trust is the foundation of all healthy relationships, and that without it, we cannot effectively lead, collaborate, or communicate with others. Brown notes that trust is built through a combination of competence, reliability, and integrity. Competence refers to our ability to do our jobs well and to have the necessary skills and knowledge to succeed. Reliability involves showing up consistently and following through on our commitments. Integrity involves being honest, transparent, and ethical in our behavior and decision-making. To build trust, Brown suggests several practical strategies. First, she recommends being clear about our intentions and expectations. This means being transparent about our goals, values, and priorities, and being open to feedback and input from others. It also means setting clear boundaries and communicating them effectively to others. Second, Brown emphasizes the importance of demonstrating competence and reliability. This involves taking responsibility for our actions, admitting our mistakes, and following through on our commitments. It also means being willing to ask for help when we need it, and being open to learning and growing from our experiences. Finally, Brown notes that trust is built through vulnerability and empathy. Vulnerability involves being willing to show our true selves to others, even when it is uncomfortable or risky. It involves admitting our weaknesses and limitations, and being willing to ask for help and support when we need it. Empathy involves being able to put ourselves in others' shoes and to understand their perspectives and feelings. It involves listening deeply, showing compassion, and being willing to be present with others in their pain and struggles. Overall, Chapter 10 of Dare to Lead provides readers with a roadmap for building trust in their personal and professional relationships. Brown emphasizes the importance of being clear about our intentions and expectations, demonstrating competence and reliability, and cultivating vulnerability and empathy. By building trust, we can create a culture of collaboration, innovation, and growth in our workplaces and communities, and become more effective leaders in the process.